If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
One of the pleasures and joys of teaching is continuing to have to come up with new stuff, because you can't keep teaching the same stuff over and over. Because first of all, you get bored, and second of all, well, things change, don't they? And here when I teach the same kids year after year after year for middle school, and so I really have to try to come up with new stuff periodically. And a few years back, I stumbled across a gem of a video of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I thought it'd be a great place to insert that video here, because when I'm recording this, it's a day after Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and it is a day before inauguration, so it's going to fit perfectly. And I will link this in the description of the video if you want to watch the whole deal. And it is a terrible video in terms of quality, sound and video. Why? Because it was shot in a junior high auditorium. Because in this speech, the good Reverend is speaking to a bunch of junior high students in Philadelphia. And this speech is called What's in Your Life's Blueprint. I'm not going to go through all the bullet points here. It's worth a watch, even if you're not in middle school. It's definitely apropos to most things. But especially if you are a student and you are young and you're forming your world. These are things that he thinks, and I agree with, that should be in the manner in which you construct yourself. And we're just going to touch on bullet point 3, and I'm not going to speak it. I'm going to let Dr. King do that for us.
And finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Don't allow anybody to pull you so low as to make you hate them.
So there's two things I want to say about this clip. One, the principles of beauty, love, and justice are, yes, 100% yes. But I like the fact that he gave the opposing side of love in his follow-up statement, which is, I'm going to paraphrase, I hope I don't get it wrong, don't ever let anyone drag you down so low as to hate them. And it's very important to me that he says to drag you down so low as to hate, because sometimes people view hate as the best thing. And he's really emphasizing, no, hate's not the best thing. It's the worst thing you could do. Hate is off the table. So where does he get that from? Maybe from here, you think? Teachings of Jesus. Jesus gives us two commands, realistically. Love God, love your neighbor. That's a very short version, I know. There's something else I want to go through today, which is in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which is written by the Apostle Paul to the good people of Corinth. And if you've been to a wedding, you've probably heard some of this, what love is. But I want to take some bits out of this and speak them here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, starting in verse 9, which goes, Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. And where there is knowledge, it will pass away. I'm going to jump down to verse 13 after that. And now these three remain: faith, hope, love. But the greatest of these is love. As a Christ follower, as a a running joke for Sunday school. If you ever get stuck in church, don't know answer, you go Bible, God, Jesus, Paul. Like those are the four top answers you can get that get most of your questions right. This answer is Paul. Paul wrote this because he knew what was important. He knew that acting in love was the way to be. Acting in hate's not the answer. It's acting in love. America, I hope we can love each other again. I hope we can get past our dividing lines of I'm over here and you're over there and I've got to hate you because you're over there. I hope it's got to get back to I'm over here and you're over there, but we can still love each other. Because when we move forward in love, great things are possible. And that's what we need. We need great things to be possible. And as Christians, we need to show people that this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's laid out for us. How do we do that? Do we walk around beating people on the head with 1 Corinthians 13? No. But we should walk around showing them 1 Corinthians 13 in action. How we conduct ourselves on a day-to-day basis should be the definitive model of what people see. That's how they should see Christ, is what we do. Now I'm going to steal from Pastor Tim, because 90% of teaching is stealing. That's a teacher secret right there. We steal stuff from each other all the time. Yeah, actually, in church, I felt bad. I was putting something on Instagram for the youth, which is something that Tim said, which just really struck me in the moment. And he said something along the lines of, you might be the closest a person gets to the Bible. Something like that. How you act might be the closest somebody ever gets to hearing the message of Jesus. And take a look. How are you acting? Are you acting in love? Because that's what you're supposed to do. It's right here. It's not my words. It's in the Bible. We are supposed to act in love, and there really is no other good option. So go out this week. It's a divisive week for America. Don't act in hate. Act in love. And see how much more goodness you get out of that, and how much more gets put out into the world as a result of that. Have a great week.